Hey guys, okay, I'm going to do my morning routine. I've already done a few things, which is wash my face. At the moment I'm using the Clean and Clear Self-Foaming Facial Wash just to get rid of any oil that's sort of collected overnight and to get rid of any of the creams or whatever I used the night before. After that, I've used my Ultraceuticals Professional Protective Daily Moisturizer, which has got an SPF of 30, which is great. The current eye cream I'm using is the A New Clinical Eye Lift, which is from Avon. It's actually got two parts. It's got one for under eye and one for sort of the brow area. It's been alright, almost all gone. And I've also just treated my lips with the Bourjois Night Lip Balm. I just like to put something on before I do everything else, and then by the time I put my product on my lips are nice and soft. So the first thing I'm going to do now is use my primer, which is the Smashbox Photo Finish Light. And this is a really bizarre setup. Like, I don't normally do my makeup here. It's just because this is where the best light is. So I've got a ridiculous makeshift stand where I've got the camera sitting, and I'll be disappointed if it doesn't fall over at least once while I do this. I'm sort of alternating between foundations at the moment because I've got way too many, but the other day I did a mixture of these two and the staying power and coverage was fantastic, so I'm going to do it again. It's Clarins Everlasting Foundation. I'm only going to use a tiny bit of this for the sort of staying power, and the Bourjois Healthy Mix Foundation. So I've got the Clarins one in 103 Ivory, and I have the Bourjois one in 51. I think. Yes, number 51, Vanilla Claire. Actually apply it with my hands. I'm going to use about that much of the Bourjois and just a tiny little amount of the Clarins. I'm going to mix it together. And I can't see what I'm doing right now, so I'm probably making an absolute mess, but I will check it at the end so you guys can laugh at me while I'm doing this. That's alright, we can work with that. Next, I use my Makeup Forever Camouflage Concealer Set, and I'm just going to use this colour here, the peach one, to correct my disastrous under eye circles. I think it's a hereditary thing, to be honest, and I also do suffer from sinus problems, which apparently also contributes to under eye circles, because I promise you I get plenty of sleep. And then I go over the top of that with my regular concealer, which at the moment is the Lancome Long Lasting Softening Concealer, and this really is long lasting. If I'm using a sort of a not long lasting foundation with this, at the end of the day I can actually see where this sort of ends around my eyes, which probably isn't the best look, so I just use a tiny bit, and that's enough for both eyes, and it's nice and soft. I'm going to be pulling some ridiculous faces in this video, I can already tell. If I have any sort of breakouts, or if I can sort of see any scarring through my foundation, this is when I will go in with another concealer. This is the Studio Sculpt concealer from MAC in NW15. I'm just going to use a tiny bit to try and cover up my acne scarring, which is just on this side of my face. Acne scarring is the worst, isn't it? The pit. And sort of just any areas of redness. My nose gets quite red, so. And then I go over all of that with a powder. At the moment, I'm using the Prep and Prime Translucent Finishing Powder from MAC, which I've been using for quite a while. And I just use a large powder brush. This one's from Manicure Artiste because it was nice and cheap, and I found that these are quite good brushes actually. So I just sort of do mainly the T-zone area where I'm likely to get oily. I've just gotten powder everywhere. Not too much. I just find it stops me from getting oily quite so early in the day. Okay, once that's done, I'm actually going to do my brows next, I guess. I don't always do my brows. I've only really started doing it, I guess, every day the last couple of weeks. This is going to look really gross because it's old, but it's the brand Red Earth. I don't know if they still exist, but it's in the brunette colour, I guess. And it's just got the two different colours, and then there's the wax. So, and I do just use what's in the palette. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of wax on my brows just to make them stay in the right spot. Take these out. And I'm going to use the little brush that it comes with, and I actually sort of just dab lightly into both the colours. Pardon me, that was gross. And then just run it through my brows. And next I'm going to use my contour. I don't know if I'm in the screen or not, but I'll keep going. My bronzer slash contour, which at the moment I'm using MAC's Harmony powder blush in it's a matte shade. Sort of don't know what I'm saying. And I'm going to use another Manicare Artiste brush. This is their angled blush brush. I'm going to get my little mirror so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. I don't do it too dark, just enough to give a little tiny weeny bit of definition. A bit on the temples, tiny weeny bit up the top, and then just to define the jaw. A smidge. Try and get rid of my double chin. I think it's going to take more than a bit of bronzer to do that, but we can only try, can't we? Then, the blush I'm going to use today is actually a mineralized skin finish in Petticoat, which I've talked about before. I adore it. I tend to use a stippling brush for this, and I sort of just use it all over the cheek. Got so many things in my hands. So this is once again an Artiste brush, however this one is starting to fall apart a little bit. So I've got one from Real Techniques, which is the Pixie Woo, Sam from Pixie Woo's brand. I haven't tried it yet though. It's a bit smaller than this one, so. Once I do use it, I'll let you know. Sometimes I do my powder after this, but for some reason I did it before today, so. Then I'm going to go in with my highlight. I've got the Gemma Kid Dewy Glow All Over Radiance Cream in Rose Gold, which I think has a mirror. Hooray. Okay. And I just apply this with my finger. Just on the tops of my cheekbones, or where my cheekbones would be if I actually had any. I don't know how this is translating on video, but it's really quite dark in here. But I think if it was any lighter, I would be just completely washed out. So we're going to work with it. We can do it. A bit on the forehead, tiny bit on the nose, a tiny bit on Cupid's bow, a tiny bit on my chin, and I'm also just going to use it as a brow bone highlight now before I do my eyes. So that's my face pretty much done. So now I move on to my eyes. I use, at the moment, mainly been using Too Faced Eyeshadow Insurance. Just squish it up a bit. And just put this all over. You guys know the drill. Don't need much at all. I've actually got too much. So into the corner, a little bit under. I've opened the blinds a little bit, so I felt like I was sort of working in the dark, so hopefully that's not too washed out. But anyway, so I've gone and I found what lip I'm getting a bit frazzled. I've worked out what eye products I'm going to use. I'm actually going to make it fairly simple, which is what I do most days for work. I'm going to use the Rouge, Bunny Rouge Duo eyeshadow in a major F minor, I believe is what it's called. And it's just these two colours. I'm literally going to use the light one in as the lid colour and the brown colour on my crease. What paddle brush am I going to use? My favourite paddle brush of all time is this one from Napoleon, which is actually a travel size one that I got in a travel brush pack. It's sort of the first good brushes I've ever bought, basically. So this basically doesn't impart much colour. It sort of just gives a little bit of shimmer, I guess. Sorry, I'm kind of rushing, so I'm not doing a great job, but I don't think you guys can really see anyway. Then I'm going to use the brown, and this is another Napoleon. This is sort of the crease blending brush that came with the same kit, and I love both of these. I'd like to get some more of them actually. Just lightly in the crease. I don't really need to with this, but if I'd used a sort of a darker colour in the crease, I would use this one here to blend out. Am I pointing? Yep. I might actually use this colour, this is a Lancome quad that is from a sort of a goodie bag. I'm going to use this one actually. I think it's called Couture. I can never work out what order the writing is on the back. Use a tiny bit of this in the outer corner just to, if I could get it in the right spot, that would help as well. And then I just put a tiny bit of this shimmery colour up the top here, into my inner eye duct area, just to brighten it up, just using the same brush, wiped off. Eyeliner, I think I'm going to use two today. I'll use this duo that came with the Naked palette, the 24/7 Urban Decay liners. I'm going to use the brown one actually. As you can see, I've used the black one the most, so I'll trying to use up the whole thing. I'm just going to do it my waterline for both upper, well, just for upper actually. And today I think I'm going to just use a flesh toned one for my lower waterline. This is from Stila. It's the Kajal eyeliner in Topaz. And then I would normally curl my lashes, but I've just realised that I left my eyelash curler over there, so I'm just going to skip that part. I got this tester from Chanel last week, and it's Sublime de Chanel, and it is in deep black. So I'm just going to use this. It's sort of got a wand similar to the Lash Blast mascara from CoverGirl, which I'm not a great fan of, to be honest, because I don't have many eyelashes, and I managed to smush it on my lid more times than not. But this is a really good lengthening mascara I've found, and I do like lengthening mascaras because I have really short lashes. I've got quite a few of them. They just don't like to grow very long. I don't put mascara on my lower lashes just because I always get smudging. So that's pretty much my eyes. So I keep it really, really simple. I'm just going to use Chanel's Rouge Coco in Chintz, which I've talked about before. It's sort of a pinky peach colour, not too dramatic. And I'm not a massive fan of lip glosses, so I just leave it at the lipstick and take it with me during the day. Yeah, that's it, pretty much. My hair's back, but I don't know if it's actually going to look any good if I take it out. That would be basically what I do every morning. A fairly neutral eye, slightly brighter lip. I hope this was enjoyable to at least some of you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.